as you're moving the disc upfield, which will give you more options to either speed up the game or slow it down, and gives you maneuverability to juke around people and create space for you and your teammates. Not saying that strikers shouldn't ever be in the middle, but try to stay towards the outsides more and use the geo paths to your advantage. Kind of make sense?
Yeah.
You're supposed to hold the disc because you're talking.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Silent?
No, I mean,
Bobby?
Not this one.
pretty much spread. You gotta spread like butter.
Foxy?
Not yet.
Just about basic positioning. If you guys get a turnover, like let's say you're on defense as a striker, if you guys get a turnover, you should immediately pop again towards one of the extremes, either the far outsides all the way down towards trench, or if you're comfortable flipping upside down, sky is a great spot to be at. This gives you space from around the opponent team for your quarterback to start getting passes, so you guys don't have to just clear and boost. Now all of a sudden you have space. And again, in these spots, you have better view of the arena, so you can see where the defenders are, so you know you're open. If you're all the way over here, you can see, you know you're open. If you're in the middle, your back's turned towards part of the arena, you have no idea what's behind you, and so you're relying a lot on your teammates to tell you whether or not you're open and make sure that you're in a good spot. This will allow you to not just clear and boost so much, but begin passing out of your zone in a controlled manner. So like if I'm in goal and I get a quick save, if one of my strikers pops up here towards the ceiling, he's now got space between me and him and the defender, so I have an open pass to him real quick. He can take this and move around on the ceiling for a minute where he knows he's open, and let the rest of the team move into positions where they can get open for passes to continue to pass downfield. Foxy said something about using geos to your advantage when passing. You want to chime in on that?
Yeah, just 1 second.
One.
Sorry, I was adjusting my bot. So on how
Just so
much.
you guys know, most of what I'm telling you is stuff that I've been taught by either Foxy or Master Tier player Burnsy. So it's kind of a test for me to see how much of what he's taught me I remember.
So right now, if Captivating's not on my team, and who else is that over there? And Electric is on my team. Alright, so Electric, you're on my team right now, and Captivating's not on my team. Right now, everybody orange is on my team, and then Electric, you're on my team right now, alright? So I have Jeep. Who do y'all see I can pass to?
Oh, you could.
Jeep's covered.
So Electric, go back to where you were.
Okay.
So right now, who do y'all see that I can pass to?
Crimson, but that's a little too close. Jada, I'm right here. I have Jeep and Crimson effectively covered.
So even with everybody that's around me right now, I'm still gonna hit Electric. That's who I want to pass to right now. He's the one that's the most open, or over there at Ghost. But I like where he is pushing goal, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here to him.
Passed it right around, Captivating up on this.
And as long as you hit the right spot, then it's not that hard to do. As well as if you're somewhere like here, and there's somebody that's at the top, a lot of people, there's a block right here. If I have somebody at shoulder, I'll sit on this block right here. But if I have somebody here, I'm trying to keep that pass across. If I throw it that way, they're going to jump after the disc, and the goal is going to be open. Okay. And somebody's out of the way, but
here, give it back to Foxy. Let him show that again.
Thank you. And I'm gonna play it across the top to him. And so you have to learn to use everything to your advantage, right? And there's a lot of different ways to do that. Right now, if I have somebody that's on Nugget right here, and there's somebody at Nest, I can still come this way and throw it off to him. Oh wow! You have to learn what you can bounce it off of, and what helps you. Because right now, if there's somebody here at Nest or at Nugget, and I want to get it to you, I can't throw it off the ceiling here to you, right?
Yeah. Nope.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce it off that wall, and be able to get it.
Never thought about stuff like that. Huh.
Yeah.
It's a much more effective way to pass around the offense when the straight pass is covered.
That was like during our game, J-Dub, where I hit it off Cloud, and it went straight to Maddie.
Yeah, you sent it off Cloud to Maddie, and then she turned around and hit me at clock real quick for the score.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of different ways to do it. So one other thing that y'all got to think about is whenever you're doing it is not just when you have the disc, but whenever you don't have the disc. If right now, let's say, JW, you're on blue, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Come to post right here and defend me. So right now, J-Dub would be defending me, and Captivating has the disc, right? So J-Dub, he's trying to keep me from getting the disc, so what he's going to end up doing is he's going to end up pushing to me. So I'm backing up. By backing up, I'm pulling him towards me, and then he's going to sit there. So what I'll do is I'm going to jump this way, and I'm going to come back. Is either going to pull him off the geo, or he's going to follow me, and if he follows me, so come this way, and now I'm open, you're going to hit me.
Me? Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going to be here, and now is about whenever he's going to be getting unstunned. Right? And that's whenever he's going to give me that whole time. He's going to still be at Pac-Man. I'm going to be here with Disc, with a one-on-one with the goalie, with nobody else able to do anything. So you have to think of different ways to pull out the defense. Because if J-Dub's on pillar right there, he's not going to come any closer to defend me, right? He's going to probably sit there on pillar. But if I move back to here,
if you go there,
then he's going to want to come up.
Yeah.
And if I come this way, he's not going to leave it. He's not going to think about going back. He's going to think about stunning me. So I'm either going to shield, and he's going to lose where I'm at. And where he just fell off the Geo, you can hit me, I can hit you back whenever he hits me. So like right now, if you throw it to me, and he's not, like, J-Dub, go to where you just pushed off, because like, you turned around and you got to like here, right?
Yeah, I got
You're floating. So he's floating right now, so throw it to me. I'm gonna receive this. Now that he sees I have disc, he's gonna probably push me, right? That's gonna be your first thought. Yeah. I'm gonna play it back, and if he grabs onto me, I'm flying away from it, so he gets dragged farther away from goal. All right.
Never thought about dragging a defender away like that.
Yeah. So if somebody's holding on to you, like right now, if J-Dub's holding on to me, just move away and then shield. And he's either going to stun me or he's going to keep going with me. And then he has to push off, which is going to completely stop his speed, and he's going to be sitting here floating. Right? Because if he's holding on to me, it drags him this way. Another thing that nobody thinks of, if you have a chain, right? Like whenever you're stacking, and you get a leash, the leash is only on one person, right? Yeah.
Right.
If you're paying enough attention, you'll know if he's on you or your teammate. And what you'll do is you're going to sit here, you're going to shield, and you're gonna break.
And let your teammate keep going.
And let your teammate keep going. And that's gonna get rid of his speed, because what they're usually doing is they're waiting for you to put down your shield so they can punch you and keep going, right? That's what they do a lot.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting here shielding, then you have enough time to stop, or to stop on a Geo, and whenever they go to pull off, then they only get 4 meters instead of the 15 that you were going. But I would definitely try to focus on using different things to your advantage, between passing to your teammate, between self-passing. Can I see the disc again, Captivating? So what I've started doing is if you're somewhere like this and you have somebody pushing you, you go this way, they think it's going, they'll grab onto you, leech on you, push off you, and then you'll be here again with nobody on you because they're jumping that way thinking it's a pass.
Oh, that's a great...
Right? And so with your shield up, they're either going to punch you, get stunned out, or they're going to leech off you and jump towards the disc. And you're sitting here with the disc free again for you to make your next pass.
Right.
Alright, so you got to use everything to your advantage if it's coming back to you, if it's not coming back to you. One thing I like to do to warm up before any games or scrims or anything is I like to fly around and bounce it off Geos back to myself. So, like, I just take my personal disc, I'll fly this way. And just try to get used to where all the bounces are going. Right? Off of everything. And try to get like some flat bounces off shield. I want to try this one in the game, but I don't think it's going to go over well. Just throwing it off of that back to myself. But everything that's around you can use to your advantage to bounce off of stuff, to come back to you, or to bounce to your teammates. Right?
Good stuff.
Back to you, J-Dub.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
One thing that's important for strikers to remember is that teamwork's important. I see lots of strikers that they'll get their hands on the disc, and there will be 3 or 4 people. Like, they'll get their hands on the disc right here, and there will be 3 or 4 people inside the bubble, and they'll still try and push it in. They'll be like, oh, well, I'm the one with the disc. I'm the best shooter. I need to try and find a way to juke around these guys and get in here. That's not your best option. Use your team to your advantage. You know, as a striker, it's not your job to always go push in and score. If you have the disc, yeah, you're the guy in charge at the current moment in time, but you can slow things down. Like Foxy said, try and draw your opponents out and get your teammates in position.
Numbers.
Does that sound...
And there
Often-
also is a
Yes.
time to play it quick
Right.
and
Oh my
or
God.
take
That's
the
what I was
time to
thinking
pull them
too.
out, because sometimes it is a bad thing to pull out a defender.
When would it be a bad time to pull out a defender?
If right now, if this is our attacking bubble, right now, let's say you're attacking. Never mind. Hold the disc over there. So right now, if we're in this spot, most likely he's gonna be pushing because he's the only one he's the farthest away. It really will depend on the situation, because like if we're a little bit farther back, like if we're more of in this area, we're in the middle, and they don't have a goalie, then the disc needs to move fast. We all need to be consistently moving, just constantly moving. Because if we stop and we have, they play man mark, the one person that has disc will be back here, right? Most likely somebody will be back here with disc. Alright?
Yep.
And then right now, everybody man mark somebody, so get on somebody.
I've got Coda. You've got shoulder.
Right? And then somebody's able to cover me now, right? So I have nobody I can pass to, right?
Yeah.
So right
But the
now,
goal's open.
there is 5 and 1. Yeah, but with where I am right now, I don't have a good shot because there's still a defender between me and the goal.
Yeah.
So I don't have a very good option to shoot. If there was nobody in goal, yes, and that was completely clear, yes, I would take a shot. But right now, there would actually only be 3 people on our team instead of 4, and 1 person would be pushing me. So if I hold it and draw them out, most likely is if I wait until they get to like right here before I throw it, then everybody else on my team most likely is going to be covered and we're going to get it intercepted. That's where somebody instead, like right now, everybody has somebody marking. Everybody needs to get the fuck away from the defenders, and I need to make a quick pass, and we're going to have to make quick passes until we get to bubble. Whenever you're in bubble, and then there is technically a 3v4 because one person's going to be perma-goaling, that's the only time that you want to hold it and draw the defender out.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you're man marked, then you're sort of fucked. Because if you wait and draw them out, you're going to be forced to make a pass. And it's 9 times out of 10 going to end up into a turnover.
Okay, one more thing about positioning. So let's say we're on bubble defense, and they do a reset pass back to bow tie or double diamond. On my team, we typically have one of the strikers. If we have to push, like let's say we're down and we have to pressure and push them, we typically have one of the strikers go push them. And the reason why is if the striker succeeds, they're one of the faster scoring people. They're already farther down the arena. Even if the striker fails, but let's say they pressure enough that it causes a turnover again, now I have a striker further down the arena where they could get a quick pass and take a shot. Would you disagree or agree with that, as the striker should be the person to push?
Say that last part again?
So, like, if they reset the pass back here, my team usually has a striker, would be the one to push them over a midfielder or anybody else. Would you agree?
To be the one that receives the back pass?
To pressure the back pass. So, like,
Yeah.
if we're playing defense...
Okay, it also depends, because it's really more or less depending on positioning and not what position you are. I mean, shit, if the goalie is the only one that is marking nobody, and you're right here and you haven't gotten back yet, and your entire team's behind you, then you should be the one, and then everybody else should be backfilling what's needed, if that makes sense. If the pass goes over there, alright, so the pass got sent over there, instead of you pushing them, whoever's, let's say Jeep's defending Ghost, Jeep's gonna push Ghost, whoever was over here is gonna cover whoever Jeep was defending, and you're gonna fill in over here. And it's like a big rotation.
Okay. Right. For sure. Any questions so far from anybody? No, everybody understands basic positioning, where to be,
Yeah.
how to move as a striker around the arena.
Yep.
Ish.
Okay. One more thing would be juking real quick. I want to cover before we go into shooting and stuff. If you're gonna juke as a striker, your juking should not be necessarily with the intent of pushing into bubble. If you're juking, it's because you're pressured right away and you need to create space for between you and the defender for your teams to get open so that you can make the pass. So if you're going to be making juke moves, instead of always pushing towards the goal, which is what the defender expects you to do, push back. Push away from the goal. That creates you space. The defender's more than likely expecting you to keep moving forward, so when you go back, all of a sudden you have space. And now you've created this extra time for the rest of your team to get in position for you to continue your attack. Don't always try and juke forward. Keep that in mind. You can juke backwards and you'll actually create more space. That's something Foxy's told me, and I've used it a lot in games lately, and it is so true.
Yes.
They always expect you to juke forward. Every time I've juked back, all of a sudden I have a lot more space. Anything on juking? You like to juke a lot. Bobby likes to juke a lot. Bobby's really good at juking and creating space.
It's really just like creating space, but if it's a 1v1, then you should go for like, if you're trying to juke them out and it's just one person, then like you could push, but
Yes.
like if me and Bobby are here and we're going at it, like of course I could go for the shot, but I could also just wait, get someone to stun him and go for a 3.
What I do whenever you're trying to dribble around somebody. Like right now I'm just holding disc and
Bobby, any words on juking? You like to juke a lot and you're really good at creating space as a striker. I see you upside down on the ceiling a lot doing it.
Yeah, you can't like, you can't get like cocky with it, because like I usually do and I do this a lot. So like you gotta just do what you gotta do and then like pass as soon as you can.
yeah, you gotta know when is enough, because if once you go to that too much, then you get your the rest of your team covered, and then you're gonna be forced to continuously juke, and at some point you're gonna lose the disc.
Yeah.
You should also know, like, if the other team's goalie is good, like, for when you can push for when you're juking. If you know that they're really good, then you should reset it, or just juke until everyone's open.
Juke until you get an open pass.
Yeah.
What's next?
Cut passes.
Oh boy.
Lots of strikers will try and push the bubble all on their own. Understand, I'm covering again teamwork. Understand you have a team around you. 9 times out of 10, if you can get the cut pass on the goal, that is harder to stop as a goalie than you coming straight at them. Would you disagree, Electric Cow?
I don't save too many cut passes usually, unless they're slow.
Cut passes are much harder to defend as a goalie than a straight-on attack with you trying to do fancy stuff. But that comes with knowing when to cut. As a disc holder on my team, the disc holder will usually call cut if they need you to cut, because again, they're here creating space, you know, waiting, and they'll call where from. So if I got Silent up on shoulder, I'll be like, Silent, cut, 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 and then I'll come in and feed it to them real quick.
Yeah.
But I'm calling it. If I don't call it, it's knowing when to cut. So Silent, let's see, you give me the disc here again. If you're setting up a bubble offense and the person holding the disc is moving and they move off the geo and they press towards their goal, the moment they start pressing, if I got a guy on shoulder, he should start cutting in as well. That way it gives me the option where I could if I need to. And if I don't use him, then he would continue towards the goal and get in the goalie's face and either stun him or just stop right here and distract the goalie, and that gives me moving in a better opportunity. Yes, Queen.
And that will also change a little bit as you get up higher level.
Can I tell? Yes. Okay. Hey, Cal, Queen's saying she can't hear any audio on your stream right now.
Okay, I'll check it real quick.
Are you using
Foxy,
Spark?
Yeah. Otherwise,
anything
I'm
to add
recording my
about
POV also.
the cut passes?
It means you need to be low on the post too, because what's going to happen is I'm going to cut across here, and I'm going to send it too low for you to be able to reach.
Yep.
Alright, so even if you're here, even if you crouch, you're not going to be able to reach the disc that I'm throwing across. Or I'm going to be up higher on the post, and I'm going to be pushing from where when I duck, I'm able to put it into that pocket. So what will happen is then I'll push from here, and if he doesn't go for me, I can just drop it in this pocket, and as soon as he pushes up towards me, I'll send it across to that top of the post.
Yeah.
Can we see that one live?
And then that's where
Preferably Silent would have
happens
caught
with
it.
these though. Yeah. But so what happens with these though, Silent, you came off of it a little bit, right? And then you weren't able to reach it.
Wait, and I'll
Yeah.
grab it here.
So what's happening is I'm keeping my head faced this way, and I'm throwing it, but I'm not able to see the post right now.
Okay.
Because as soon as I turn this way, it makes it look like I'm throwing it that way, right, J-Dub? If you see me turn this way, you're like, he's about to make a cut, and he's not going to shoot. But if I'm here, and I go that way...
I have no idea he's there because as a goalie, my attention primarily is on the disc holder. Now, yes, I know he's over there, but I'm watching you if you're pushing in at the goal. And as a goalie, I've been trained to watch where you're looking and where your hand's at to try and predict what you're doing. So yeah, if you're looking at me the whole time, I'm expecting you to shoot it. If I see you look over there, I'm expecting the cut, and then I'll come into a position where I can try and intercept the cut.
And so then this is the other reason of why you hold versus why you push off and you try to catch it. If I come here and you jump off and I throw it too low, you're not going to catch it. Where if you're holding onto that post, then if you need to go down, you're able to jump down and at least pick that disc back up if needed, or you can be jumping towards the goal.
Yeah. Any questions about cut passes, guys? Foxy's giving us gold right now.
And don't feel like you only have to do one. You can do 3 or 4.
In fact,
And
double
you
cuts.
can even do 1 or 2 and then back it back out. It's all about reading the bubble and making sure it's a good bubble. If you're sitting here and 4 defenders are inside this bubble, it's probably going to be a better idea to back it back out and then push again. Because you want to pull people out of the bubble and be able to push whenever it's a 4-on-3 or a 4-on-2.
When you have the advantage.
Yep.
That's a call my team uses. We just started using is bad bubble. If we're pushing in towards the bubble and we can count 4 defenders inside the bubble, we'll call bad bubble and we'll push it out a little bit and slow it down to try and make defenders come out of the bubble towards us, so that then we can get the advantage inside the bubble.
And also for if you're defending, if anybody's on the shield, that's the goalie's job.
Goalie's job's to cover clock.
Your job's to cover the goal and cover clock. So right
Probably
now,
by,
if Captivating
probably by
has
being
it,
up here.
then
Like
you're
if I know
gonna
you're
be-
up there, I'd be defending right about here.
Well, you
and then
wouldn't
I
be
could still
here.
pop down.
Well, it sort of depends, because if you're all the way up there and I'm here, there's a very small chance of you being able to get to the bottom half of the goal before I get there. If it was me, I'd probably be sitting about here, because what you want is you want them to make that pass, and as soon as you make that pass, you're jumping here, and you're receiving it. They'll probably receive it in their hands, and as soon as they receive it in their hands, you're taking it out of their hands. Because they're going to be sitting here waiting for the disc, and as soon as it gets to their hand, you want them to catch it right here, and that would be where you're grabbing it.
Okay.
But what happens with that is if they put one person on clock, then the goalie's covering here and he's covering clock, and what that does is there's only 3 other people, right?
So now
Meaning that you
defense
have
has
one
the
person on
numbers
every
advantage.
single person. Yes. Now, if they put one person on top and bottom, then you have to have somebody on one of the 2 guys. You gotta call which one, the goalie calls which one they want, and then the other person, a defender, needs to cover.
All right, I have a quick question here for you, since we're talking about attacking positions. We've been doing lately is we've been trying to get our midfielder to sneak up and be right about here.
That is
That way they can
great.
catch the pass, and we've gotten
So
a lot
what-
of success with it. But where it fails is if the goalie knows we're here, the goalie will jump down and catch that pass as it's coming.
So this is about what you'd want to do. So you don't want to be like, hey, we're pushing out, put somebody here, and they'll be here for like 15, 20 seconds. What you'll want to do is you'll want to have somebody in this area over here that's being covered. That at some point is going to be like, hey, it's time. They're going to get that stun. Bottom of goal. I'm going to be here immediately. Straight to me. And
Okay.
all right, so you're going to be on that post for about 2 seconds. So now as soon as you grab onto that post, the pass should already be coming to you.
Okay.
Um,
Push.
Yeah, and that person would be like, I'm under goal or bottom of goal, and they'll be cutting to it. They're not gonna call it after they get there. They're gonna call it about 2 seconds before they get there. They're gonna be like, bottom of goal, 1, 2, I'm on it, catch, in.
Okay.
Alright, so hold on. If someone's on clock and there's a goalie, like waiting to try and stop whoever's there. What about a ceiling bounce?
You can do that. You can do that. So the only thing about it is with a goalie being right here,
So ceiling down.
their job's to cover this guy, so it gives you a better advantage on the defensive side, because then you can have one person on every single person instead of only having 3 of the 4 people covered. Alright, because what happens a lot of times, like if I'm sitting here, I'll stop somewhere like Nugget, and I can't tell you the amount of time I stop at Nugget and one person will go clock, and it drags one person behind it, and then one person will go to like shoulder, and one person will go under goal. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've gone to walk free on goal from right here because there's somebody on every single person but me.
Except for the disc holder.
Yeah. And what happens is right now with putting one person above, one person below, and one person at far shoulder, if I'm here right now, that means that there's a defender under goal, there's a defender above goal, and then there's a defender at shoulder, meaning there's nobody to cover me other than the goalie.
And you
Right,
should
so
always take one-on-ones with goal.
Yeah. So right now, if I have disc, and there's one person below and one person above, that's where J-Dub has to go. I have the guy above goal, or I have the guy below goal, and then another defender has to cover the one other guy. Because otherwise, anytime that you put somebody on that backboard, and you have a defender cover it, that's one less guy you have that can push. Right now, yes, I can hit that guy. But hitting it off the ceiling, there's still, he has just as good as a chance as this guy to be able to reach it unless this guy jumps up here, and then the goalie's already going to be on his ass. So if he's not going from here and slapping it straight to somebody, 9 times out of 10, he's going to lose the disc. It is a little bit harder to defend under goal, or if whoever's above goal is on the ceiling upside down, because you can't reach them. But if they're sitting on clock right here, then it's very easy for the goalie to get it. If you have somebody sitting on the ceiling or on the floor, then that's really where you have to have somebody covering the guy instead of just the goalie. Right. But if you put your defenders all over everybody, then you're always going to leave one guy open, right? One guy's always open. So what you actually want is a good thing if you have a defender that sits here on clock. Like, it's a good thing, because then you have one less person that can get that disc. Now, if they're on the side, that makes it a little bit more complicated, because if somebody over here has the disc, somebody has to be watching that cut pass, because if somebody hits me here, I'm going to get that goal every time, because J-Dub can't get to it in time. Right? So it's just a matter of where they are. Like, if they're here, J-Dub, this is the perfect spot for exactly where you want them.
Okay.
Right? But if they're on the side, or if they're on this wall, it makes it a little bit more complicated. One more thing I wanted to talk about real quick is no matter where people are on the field, somebody here, can I see the disc? One orange come to me right here. There's the disc. Bobby, come over here to Ghost. Jeep, stay at Pac-Man. So everybody guard who you would be guarding, and J-Dub just be on the goal for now. I'm not playing, by the way. I'm not playing right now. I'm just... Alright. So right now, who's open? Bobby. Yeah, somewhat open. But, so, the thing is, send it back to him.
You're like a little ninja.
Right now, who is completely open? So, Electric, go a little bit closer to him. The guy with the disc, right?
Yeah, he's the only one that's open.
So, right now, you only have 3 people that can push, right? And they have 4.
So Coda should start walking it up, and that'll force a defender to go to him.
I'm talking about, this is your job right here. This is for defending for everybody right here. This helps a lot of people. So right now, you have the one guy up here. J-Dub, you're going to call one person that you want to push. Out of these 3 guys, who do you want to push the disc?
Cow.
Yeah, that'd probably be my pick with where he is too. So Electric, or actually my bad, Silent or Cow?
I said Cow.
Okay, I'd probably pick Silent because of where Jeep's positioned right now. Because Bobby's all the way up there, it's hard for him to be able to push this guy while covering him. Right?
Couldn't Cow kind of come up and go like this as a push, and then he's in
He
between
could.
him and the guy up there.
But then Coda
He
would
could,
just go
but right
in.
now, Coda could just push down here and he has a free walking goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would just go to Nugget, because then I could still get back here.
Correct.
But if
So
G
what you
pushed,
would
I could
what
get
you would
here.
want is you'd want Silentness over here. He's pushing. His goal is to cover this patch too. So he's gonna push part way to here. You have one guy that has to always cover two guys because you're defending.
Yeah.
For attacking,
every
that's
time.
where
Silent.
what has to happen here is if you're attacking, you gotta constantly be moving. So everybody's attacking right now. If you see that he goes up, you gotta either push back a little bit so he has somewhere open, but your goal is to make it where he has no geos between him and the guy. See right here, this is a great spot to have to defend because you have this and this in between it, right? You can get around really easy everywhere right here. But if Jeep now is like, oh shit, he's covering him, he has nowhere else to go, and she pushes to here, or even a little bit farther back to the station, there's no good way to cover this. Right? And now Silence can be out of the play, he's pushing to Coda, Coda plays it here, and that's where then Bobby would move back a little bit, and then you could hit Bobby. Right? And now we're completely open again. There's no way to defend where Bobby is right now unless somebody else is on the ceiling with him. And you don't necessarily want to put your defender there because if he gets stunned out, he has a free walk. So you gotta constantly be moving. On attacking, you never want to sit here on one geo unless you're completely open. Like right now, at 1, 2, 3, 4, nobody's on me. I can stay here. Right? If I see at any point somebody's not where they are and heading my way at all, I'm moving to a different spot. Right? If it means I'm even moving somewhere and then moving back to where I'm at, or if I'm backing away from goal. Things that nobody thinks about. Who's ever upside down on the floor?
Nobody.
I do that a lot.
You
I started
you
doing
sit
it.
on this upside down.
Not really. Like at the beginning, I go upside down on boot.
hmm
I tend to do that.
So if you're ever upside down, instead of just playing on just what the ceiling is, if you play on like the bottom of geos, it helps a lot too. Because not a lot of people play upside down. So if you
Yeah.
flip upside down and go to the bottom of stuff, it opens up a whole new world.
Yeah, I love upside down now.
One thing for attacking and defending that I never see people do that I even get mad at my team constantly for. Who hides?
Oh, I do.
hide.
I do.
How often?
I do sometimes.
The backline
lot.
player on our team hides a lot.
Just defending or defending and attacking? If you're attacking, do you ever
Mostly,
hide?
I just defend.
mostly for
I
attacking, not
do.
for defending.
I use it.
You hide
When
for
I
attacking
defend,
but
I
not
also
defending?
hide a bit.
Yeah, mostly for attacking. So like if we're pressing the bubble and they don't need a reset right now, or I think that like if it gets intercepted real quick and cleared, I'll come and post up right back here behind station. That way they think they have an open clear through tunnel or through mid, and as soon as I see that disc icon start coming this way, I'll pop out and grab it and keep it back in play.
But
I
I'm
don't
talking
do it
about
so
if
much
we,
for
if
defending.
we physically have disc.
Yeah, no, I have
Oh,
not.
if we have
hid
this, then
so
I
much
tend
while
not
having
to
this.
hide.
Okay, so let me point this out. The whole point of hiding is so they don't know you're there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So why not do it when you're attacking too? So go back to double diamond. So if I'm here, who knows I'm here right now for just looking around?
No.
The guy at Double Diamond knows.
Yeah, just you. You're the only one that can see me. You and my team. So what you're gonna do is I want you to hit this wall right here.
Oh, that was terrible.
So as long as you make it, yeah,
Let
between
me try
this
that
and
again.
Pac-Man, I have disc, right? And nobody knows. Everybody thinks that you made a bad pass or you just cleared it, right? And I'm gonna get it, and now I have nobody's on me because they're all covering other people, right? Because they haven't seen me.
they didn't
They
know
think
you
I'm
were
down
there.
the field or
Right.
somewhere else. So now think of what happens whenever everybody starts to hide. And from time to time, what you do is you move from one geo to another, and then you're sitting here. Everybody looks away for a second, guarding someone else, and you move somewhere else. Nobody knows you're here, right? So if you put somebody then, like in this area, and there's somebody hiding at Bowtie, right? Somebody's gonna be hitting this way. They're gonna clear it, looking like it's towards Bowtie. Like, go to a station, J-Dub. So, I can't really see his name. What's your name?
Coda.
Coda. Okay. So you're gonna. So right now, Coda's hiding where. Like, go to the other side, Coda. Go around. Like, to the back of Bowtie. or to the
Like back here.
like towards half court,
The front side over
So
here.
like to right here. So like if you're attacking, like this would be where you'd be if you're hiding,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
So if
Or you're
J-Dub's there,
attacking.
somebody sees J-Dub, somebody sees the guy at boot, somebody sees me, right? You're gonna act like you're gonna throw it to me, but you're gonna throw it to Coda, right? Now, how many people would know Coda has disc instead of just thinking that it was coming to me and everybody's pushing me now?
Nobody except for your team, because your team would be the
everyone
ones
would
to
just
see
push
it.
you.
Correct. So now,
Yeah, everybody would jump at him.
yeah, now nobody's on him and he has nobody on him where he can continue to push up, right? So should you be hiding even if you're attacking?
Yes.
So a lot of times, even if you have somebody here, if you throw it above right here, right? So I'm hiding. I can't see this because we're not actually in game. But in game you have that little bubble that's always there.
Disc icon.
Where I'd be here, I see he's open now because that guy was pushing him, and now he's open. Now he has a free walk, right? So it's all about positioning. It's all about using everything to your advantage. If you're able to hide because nobody. Even if they know that you're there, they'll start to forget, right? Because of how much stuff happens in the game. If you're sitting here and right now, J-Dub, you're covering me, you see me right now, right? And then if I see that you look away, because the disc got sent to that side of the field, all right? So you look over there, right? And I'm going to move this way because you looked over there.
Towards the disc over here.
And now you sort of forget that I'm there, right? Because you're not looking at me and you couldn't see me anymore. Because you're like, shit, who was I marking? And then move somewhere else because you don't think you're marking anymore.
Exactly.
Right? And then if I see the disc is over there and everybody's looking over there, I'm going to push off of something sometimes. I'm not going to use boosters. If you're looking that way, you're not going to see that I go by you, right? You're not going to hear me.
Yeah, if you don't use boosters, you don't hear them.
And now I have nobody on me. And if you throw it to like the top of backboard over here, they're going to think it's a backboard shot. They're going to turn around and go to intercept the backboard pass, the backboard shot, right? Where in reality, what's going to happen is I'm going to be here, I'm going to grab it, and now they're like, holy shit, there's somebody there.
Instead of just a bounce shot.
Yep. So how many of y'all fly, and as you fly, you constantly hold your boosters down, even if you're going your max speed?
Oh, I do that.
I've been guilty of that still. I'm working on it. I've realized once you hit a maximum speed, there's no point of using your boosters anymore because you're already going your maximum speed.
Yeah. And so what I'm going to bring up with this as well is if you're flying, how many times do y'all sit here and you're going 5 meters per second, and you still use your head booster as soon as you can?
Yeah, I've done that.
All right, and how many times do y'all, this is something I'm sure everybody here does, all right? If right now, if you're on shield, right? And then you want to go to post, how many times do y'all do a double booster to get to post?
Oh, I do a double, yeah.
Everybody does it, right?
It
Right
doesn't
now,
help, though.
right now, if he's here, you're on ghost, right? And you're about to push, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna sort of jump towards it, but instead you're gonna come this way. All right.
Oh, I went to the couch.
All right, Coda. So what's gonna happen is if he comes this way, but I think he's gonna go over here. If I use both my head boosters, I can only go at 3 meters, 4 meters per second now, depending on how hard I push off, right? Where if right now I just got to here, I haven't used any boosters yet. Come and then go down, and I go. Then I still have both boosters. I can get back to 5 meters per second. I'm right back on him, right? So even if he ducks me, break, and I'm right back on him, right? So he's under me, and then I can right back to him. But it's so a thing for attacking and defending is conserving your boost, because you can only boost every so long, right? You can't just consecutively just like keep boosting, right? You have 2, and then you're out for 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds you get your other boost. So if you're attacking or defending, it's a matter of waiting to know when to use that boost. Because even if right now, if I use all my boosts to get to right here, and it's a bad pass, and now I can't use my boost to be able to get up to where the disc was, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have to use that boost, if you're sitting here and you're just waiting for disc, just go around. I mean, half the time I don't even use my hand boosters because I've gotten used to how far I need to push, where I need to push to be able to get to each spot on the map, right? From going to nest or ghost. Maybe a little bit every now and then, but it's not just like every time straight to it.
Constantly holding. Yeah.
So your actual booster, the only time that you're using it is to get to 5 meters per second, which should only take 1 boost after your push. Or if right now, if I'm gonna boost towards a guy in a different direction, Because if right here, if I have one guy pushing and I stop here and then I jump at him back this way, there's no way to do it at that speed unless you have your boosters. Right? And that's for attacking or defending. If you have somebody with fire, you stop, you can go back. But if you only have one, you only go 2.6 meters and it makes it about pointless.
I've never thought of that either.
You have to conserve your boosters for attacking or defending and use them when you actually need to and not just because you have them.
Alright. That's some gold. Thanks, Foxy. That's something I'd never thought about.
I didn't think of that till recently. Because like right now, if somebody's here at Nugget, where are their options?
Ghost or nest.
They're really trying to look for something right here, right? And if you're somewhere here, like a pillar, and you jump this way, they can get around you, period, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't use any of your boosters, like how many of you would push that using both your boosters? You're gonna come off this 1, 2, and then you're here, and then you're floating at 4, right? Where if you went here, right?
You make them think you're jumping at them, and then you change directions real quick, and now you're still grabbing onto something.
Correct.
So
That's
it's like
the only way
if,
to make
like
it.
if I was holding disc and I saw you do that, I'd think you were jumping at me, and so then I'd go something like this and start moving in, and yeah, you're right on top of me.
and then you're right on top of them. And that's with moving anywhere, because if you're here, I see you go down, right? And it's just a matter of watching where they're gonna go, and you turn your head towards where they're gonna go, and you go that way, and you're right back on top of them.
Any last questions about like positioning, attacking the bubble? No. Okay. All right. Next thing. A lot of strikers I meet tend to think that you have to throw 19s all the time to be really good. Yeah.
I can't even throw a 19.
Speed helps, but it is not everything. So I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to go over. Me and my strikers are going to go over some shots and ways you can attack the bubble without having to throw 19s that you're still going to beat the goalie. Cal, since you're in here, do you want to go in goal real quick?
Yeah.
So let's say you have a one-on-one with the goalie. You don't have to just throw a 19. You can come up, you can hit your brakes, and do something like that. Except for I'd make it. Just simple hand moves, like taking the disc from your right hand and moving it to your left hand real quick and throwing it around the goalie. Simple hand moves. Anything that you're moving with your hand is going to throw most goalies off in a one-on-one.
Fake outs are hard to read.
Fake outs are really hard to read. Silent, you want to show off some of your Skittles real quick?
I'll do one of my older ones that I do. So I like
show
to
you guys
go
some
in.
specific shooting attacks. Ooh, Cal read that one.
Behind the back. But it, like, that one's good for like if you're going away from the goal, then you can just behind the back.
Wait, wrong side.
Alright. You got a one-on-one, you're pressing the goal. Show us some things you do to get past the goalie.
Oh. Alright, let me talk on that one real quick. That one's a great one to hit as a 3, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
If you're right here, and you
keep,
if you keep closer to the ceiling, you'll get right here to the edge and throw it and hit it off this part instead, and it's gonna go right in the top bucket. And it's a perfect 3. Like if you can hit that spot, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna make it as a 3.
Alright, you go, Silent, because you messed up your first one.
We're just showing you guys here is just like some quick little ideas of just keeping your hands moving as you're attacking the goal will give you a bigger advantage. And we're gonna let you guys.
Like it doesn't have.
We're
to
gonna
be
show
that
you
fast,
some, and then I'm gonna let you guys
know.
practice, and so you can see that speed isn't everything.
What's up, bro?
Small movements, like just changing the hand. If you're right-handed and you're pressing it at the goal at the disc in your right hand, if you pass it behind your back real quick to your left and then shoot it, stuff like that will mess up goalies a lot.
Yeah, or
Slow shots are hard to stop.
I mean,
for
I've
some
gotten to
reason.
the point where
Or
I can do that
backward
stuff,
shots.
but you know,
Well, like for really high level goalies, isn't backboard like the
like it
easiest
doesn't
to
have
save?
to be fast.
You don't have to throw fast to beat goalies.
Faster though.
Barrel rolls. Any of you guys that do pitch and roll, this is one that I personally struggle with as a goalie. If you're coming at me and you do something like this, I have no idea where you're shooting it. I hit him right in the head, but you know, as a goalie, I have no idea where you're going to throw it.
Yeah.
Something simple like that gets you an opening on the goalie where you're going to get in. Foxy, you still listening?
He's on the phone, I think.
Okay,
Bobby,
yeah.
let's grab this.
Yeah, go get the disc real quick, guys.
Oh, he's already here.
Oh, did you know I was there?
Nah, I didn't even know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
Oh, no.
Hey, Coda, can I see it? Here's another one. No-look shots. If you don't know where you're shooting, how's the goalie supposed to know where you're shooting? One that I like to do is I'll come float across like this.
And make it.
I usually make it. I'm missing all my shots right now, but the
Yeah.
point is, you know, if you're not looking at where you're shooting, how's the goalie supposed to know where you're shooting?
Honestly.
Silent, you want to show him your break move?
Oh, all right. Better perfected.
How many strikers actually use your brakes when you're attacking the goal?
Stop doing it.
See that one?
It's just good.
He
Like,
pressed
you don't
in
have
with
to
his
fully
hand up.
stop.
You just stopped and switched
But
it. You're gonna
if
beat
you
lots of
just,
goalies
like-
with that.
If you slow down a lot,
Cal knew that's
then-
what he was doing.
Just quit doing that.
So you gotta like right here is a good area to bounce off. If you're on like you're on shoulder, just like this area will go down. It's just nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I think a big thing you have to watch if the goalie's like on one side of the goal. So if you're on that side and the goalie's like right here looking at you, because usually they are, or they're on like first block. They're not. When you get close, like I can see that he's covering this side more securely than the other side. So if I just wait a little bit, and then he'll move to one side, I can throw it on the other side. Or you know, you can't cover the whole goal once you get close enough.
That's true. Anybody else have any little quick shots, techniques that they would like to show off real quick before we let everybody kind of practice some of these? Because this is what's going to really help you guys as a striker. If you know that you don't have to throw 19, but you know how to win in one-on-one situations,
Oh, I got one.
you're going to score more points.
That, like,
So we're just showing you some examples of stuff that we've done that you can feel free to mimic.
I usually like to come from down here and just pop it up.
That one's pretty good.
Cal should have saved that one. I'm slightly disappointed in him.
Try it again though.
This shot. Go for it. You do yours first. Do yours first.
Oh, I'm not. I was gonna do it.
No, go ahead and try one. You're there.
Do it.
Take a shot on a goalie.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you saw where he jumped out at you, right?
Here, I'll be in goal.
You saw where he jumped out at you.
Yeah.
Whenever he jumps out at you, right? Because he's at a goal. One thing I think you also get used to is if you have anyone near you, like right now, if I'm going at the goal and I make a cut pass or anything, if you're within like this distance of any defender, no matter what you're doing, do whatever you're gonna do and put your shield up.
And just hang there.
Yeah, just hang there, go do something. If you have somebody on your back, who knows how to get a leech off your back?
Oh, you rub them off on Geo.
who else?
Alright?
That was nice.
So how do you do that? Like right now, if she's on my back, where should I go?
Right now, you should either go to Ghost or to Shoulder.
Okay. And should I just float there?
No, you should grab it and then just...
Well, right now, with where I am, what should I do to get there?
Oh. Shit, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, right,
Shield
right,
on your
right.
way so they can't stun you.
Yeah. Okay,
Right?
that makes
You
sense.
always want to shield. Shielding should be your best friend anytime there's anyone near you.
Did you just stun me?
Yeah, they just
Oh, Foxy, you want to show them your ender slap now that everybody's here?
I'll show two. Can I see the disc?
That's not
I remember
someone
just a
on
minute
blue.
ago.
Someone on
what
blue,
it was
Silent.
talking
I want you to cover Foxy while he does this. Okay.
Is that it?
no.
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 So act like you're covering Foxy while he does this. Watch, he's gonna show you this ender slap move.
What the?
That's not it.
I'm so mad.
I thought you said
No, he just ducked you. But like, so in the example, I
You're
wanted
talking
you to
about this
grab
one?
him. You would have grabbed him. Well, you did exactly what I wanted. He just didn't play it right. Yep.
Yeah. That one.
Now, ender slap. Drop the disc. Drop the disc. Throw your shields up real quick while you're moving inside. That way, even if somebody's on you, they can't stun you. More often than not, if you're defending inside the bubble and they perch inside the bubble, the defenders tend to go for the stun over the disc. So if you drop the disc and shield, they're gonna try and stun you. They're gonna stun themselves, and then you can just slap the disc real quick.
So this is one other thing I want y'all to think about too. I'm gonna bring one of the guys on my team in too, if that's alright.
All right. Yeah, go for it.
One of the things to think about, right, is if you're just floating here and you have your shield up, what's one thing that they can still do to get the disc? Exactly. So how do you prevent that? So right now,
You usually shield and then stun.
how many times do y'all see me where
Doing this
I duck?
and then you. Oh.
Jado, how many
up,
times have you
Mofsky?
seen me duck? And then how many times have you seen me duck and shield?
You duck and shield almost simultaneously.
I'm asking.
So anytime I duck and shield, it's because I think that they're gonna leech on me. Can I see the disc real quick? So if I'm just ducking somebody, I'm not gonna shield because I can get past them, right? But if I think that they're gonna leech on me, the reason I'm shielding and I'm ducking is because if they grab onto me, so somebody hold on to me. If I'm coming right here right now, it's harder to get that disc from me because I'm moving, making it where your hand's moving too, right? So it makes it harder to grab that disc, right? Because most likely you're gonna be doing this, trying to grab it.
Right.
Well, what will happen is I'll be here like this.
And if
Good
it
luck.
turns on you,
It's good content.
Yeah.
I know.
So it's because I don't actually move the disc at all. I leave the disc going where it's at because I'm planning on them grabbing me, and I'm trying to keep them away from the disc.
Yeah. All right.
But entering and using your shield is always a good thing to do, if you have the disc or not.
Can I stun you?
All right. Let's all take some turns taking your one-on-ones with the goalie and see what you guys.
Who's gonna
You know, think about some stuff you can do to beat the
What's up,
goalies
Mofsky?
in one-on-ones. Some of the stuff we've showed you, etc. Practice it. What's up, buddy?
How we doing? What up,
We're
JJ?
doing good. Get out of goal. You got the disc, Crimson.
Oh, so I can go now?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Here, Bobby, come with me real quick. Go down to the other end of the field.
Coda's got this. Go for it,
So
Coda.
I want you to try this. Alright? So go from here, drop on the post on J-Dub. Second on measure, go it straight off the back.
Almost. You were a little too close to goal when you did that.
And then dunk it.
Jeep.
Wait, what are you guys working on?
Oh, I have to actually stand up.
We're
now.
just
Do it.
I'm just kind of
Yeah,
going
we're
over
working on-
one-on-ones, how to win one-on-ones with goalie right now.
Here, can I put in a lot of input as a?
Yeah, go for it. This guy's a diamond tier striker too.
Okay, so like generally when like unless it's literally like a straight one-on-one, most of your like offensive goals, like if you I recommend like after this going to watch it, just to watch a master tier game, like go watch Knight versus Burns from last night.
We've already
Which is
covered
crazy.
cut passes and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, it says most goals that are close to the net in hub blocks, like are like from off angles. So like if I was here, it would like it might probably be a pass. Like goalies get good, but to win just like a straight one-on-one, I always like to throw in a fake somewhere. So like it would be like fake high, shoot low, or like fake off the ball low, or even like here, can I do this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.